When COVID first hit the United States, like many other people my age, I was finishing up my studies in college. And when COVID first got to the US, like many other college students, I was given a week's notice to evacuate campus and go back home here to Puerto Rico. Suddenly I found myself stuck indoors all day with all this free time, and like most other Americans, feeling very frustrated at what's happening in my country and how COVID was having this really strong impact on all these people. And I wanted to know if there was anything I could do. One day a friend of mine called me and he said, "Hey Isak, do you think we could help people in any way? Or do you think that it's too risky and we can get them sick?" And that got me thinking, like, we are in fact college students. We've been studying to try to help people and change the world. And this was happening, so why not try to use what we've learned to help others?
ACOMERPR was founded as a direct response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In the very early stages of the pandemic, the government took really drastic action to prevent any spread on the island. And this prevented lots of people from getting the disease, I believe, but at the same time, it really spread a lot of paranoia and a lot of fear. Lots of people, lots of families, lots of households were trapped inside of their houses, and those that did not have the means, or those who were suffering from specific health issues, or those who were aged, they found that they couldn't leave the house. I found out about it because Jose Soto contacted me about it, about what he noticed on the island. He messaged me one day and told me the story about he was delivering groceries to his grandmother and recognized that everyone at that nursing facility basically didn't have enough to eat. When I heard that, I jumped at the opportunity to join. Effectively, we tried to leverage our skills in academia, grant writing skills, entrepreneurship skills, networking skills, to try to receive donations from corporate sponsors, academic sponsors, federal sponsors. We take those donations and we buy goods wholesale, and through our connections with our regional and local partners, we distribute those goods where we can. It started as a very small enterprise in the middle of March. Since then, we've sent out over 40,000 deliveries, each one containing enough nutritious food, clean water, and basic medicine and sanitation supplies to feed and sustain a family of 4 for 2 weeks. Which is really, really critical in this pandemic. We've partnered with excellent organizations such as the Ricky Martin Foundation and Techos Pa Mi Gente and Caribbean Produce. We've entered in a very strong relationship with them to distribute around $5 million worth of locally sourced Puerto Rican produce and milk to areas around the island.
Through the process of helping people, one of the things that really surprised me was how willing other people were to help others. Like at first, it was just a ragtag group of like 5 or 6 volunteers that were close friends of ours. Once we started to like establish ourselves as a group that wanted to help others, we weren't just like in it for like the fame or to try to get money somehow. People were a lot more willing to just be like, "Hey, I know these people need help, and I'm willing to go in there with you to help you like get goods, to bring my own donations, as long as you guys just like support me in this endeavor." And that was like really like the heartwarming moment for me. Like, yeah, helping people by yourself is like, it's amazing. You feel like, oh man, I'm so glad to be here, be able to make a difference. But seeing when communities come together to help themselves and just like reach out to you and say, "Hey, I feel like you could help me out. I have this issue, but I want to help my people, my community, and the people around me." That's what really got to me personally. And like I said, there's many different organizations in Puerto Rico that do this. And I feel like I'm gonna say thanks to us, but like through us, we've been able to partner with a lot of them, kind of consolidate our efforts into one group, especially now with COVID, where it's like a lot harder. You can't just go places. You have to follow protocols to make sure everybody's safe. We've been able to kind of organize these people together and go out and do so much good that I just didn't expect from like just a couple of college students giving out food. So giving food is amazing, and I feel like there's definitely people where we have impacted their lives by just giving them groceries for a couple of weeks, and there are some people who really need the assistance. But I personally feel a little concerned about the fact that what if one day we won't be able to help them, or something happens where they lose this connection to us and they won't be able to get these supplies, or there's just people who need more than food, you know? Like food is a basic need, but there's more to like growing and progressing than that. So I feel like our goal is to get enough resources to provide these people with the infrastructure to move themselves forward. Give them the tools and the knowledge to set up solar panels on their houses so they don't have to worry about the power grid failing during hurricanes and earthquakes. Have them set up like community gardens where they can have a simple but sustainable source of food for the community, and at the same time teach them basic farming skills that are pretty useful. that kind of stuff. And if like kind of out there things, maybe even giving them access to Wi-Fi where there isn't. Like Wi-Fi is almost a basic human resource at this point, and there's so many people on this island who don't have access to it. Children who have lost an entire year of their education because of COVID, and they're never going to get that back. And if they had Wi-Fi, that would have made a whole world of difference to them. Those are the kinds of things that I want to see ACOMERPR do. And while I'm extremely happy and grateful for what we've done, I feel like there's still a lot to be done. And I'm hoping that if we get the resources and we keep pushing forward, we'll be able to do at least some of these things.